Yep. Another one of these. That's right. This ain't no grandma's podcast. Bam. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another week, another episode of the Afro Match Show. This is episode 92. And the date is October 28th. Oh, this is the Halloween episode. Happy Halloween, everyone. If you celebrate it, if you don't, I celebrate it in my own ways of just eating too much candy. Like, too much. Just eating way too much candy. I blasted through, because our office has, the office that I work at has, that's, I say the office that I work at because this, that I'm recording this at, this is not my office. When I say my office, that's not the podcast office. This is not a professional studio. This is the floor of my bedroom. And as you can see, those are actually the jeans that I wore yesterday on the floor in the back. So this is as authentic as it gets. You're getting raw, unfiltered, paranoia over the radio waves. Yeah, I mean, they got chocolate stacked up in our office, and I mean, I've been chewing through Kit Kats, Reese's Cups. I bought a thing of Sprees. I love Sprees. I like a tart candy. Tart candy is better than chocolate for me, but probably less healthy. But damn, it's good. Sweet tarts, lemon heads, Jolly Ranchers, I should do a Halloween tier list of all the best candies. I mean, Jolly Ranchers has got to be number one. Jolly Ranchers recently came out with a chewy sour Jolly Rancher. That might be number one. It's kind of rare to find them though. Number two, got to go with Sweet Tarts. Number three, Lemon Heads. Oh, actually, no. Mike and Ike's. Mike and Ike's is number three. It's slept on. If I'm drafting it, it's third in my draft. Number four, I gotta go. He's a team player. Gotta go with Airheads. I mean, it's classic. He can work the whole field. He starts off kind of really flavorful, and then he kind of turns into a gum, and then he turns into sand, which I a lot of people hate, but I like that it just dissolves completely into your mouth. Then fifth on my lineup, my team, I gotta have a really heavy hitter in the back. I gotta go. Reese's Pieces is gonna be my fourth on the draft. So we got Jolly Ranchers, we've got Sweet Tarts, we got Mike and Ike's, Airheads, and Reese's Pieces. I mean, that's a killer lineup. That top five, that might destroy anyone's. I may have forgot a couple people on the draft list, but I think Mike and Ike. I probably could have taken him fifth on the draft because I think he would have made it around a couple times. He's slept on. Mike and Ike's are super slept on. Not a lot of people care for them, and I'm surprised because they're a killer snack. It's like the number one movie snack. For some reason, they taste infinitely better at the movies. Skittles could have made it into my list. They're a little bit hard to chew and they get stuck in your mouth. And I know Airheads do, but they turn into sand, and that's why they leave your teeth. Yeah, I think that tier list might be in contention for the final. Some people like Almond Joys. If Almond Joy ever, I think Almond Joy is D League. It's barely. It's not even in the. It's not even in the draft. I'm not gonna lie. Almond Joy might not even be in the draft. Whoppers not in my draft. I wouldn't draft Whoppers if they were the only player left. They have nothing going for them. They get stuck in your teeth. They taste bad, and they literally look like gopher shit. So I mean, they really don't have anything going for them. Yeah, I think that top five my draft might be the best. Put in the comments below your top five draft for the whatever Halloween. What I don't even know what we're doing here. We're trying to have a little fun, guys. Trying to have a little fun. Let's get into the news for the week. If you're new here, we cover the news, and I know the news isn't always the funnest thing to cover, but that's why we're here. We're here to cover the news and to make it fun and make it funny, and hopefully keep you up to date on what's kind of going on. We try to stay away from the Ukraine stuff because they're getting bombed pretty bad, so it's looking pretty grim for Ukraine. Every now and then, I mean, I'm not going to cover them every week because, I mean, there's news every week on Ukraine. Another school got bombed or something, but it's not that I don't care, but it's that I'm just waiting for something interesting to happen. It's like you're watching an episode of Game of Thrones. By the way, the new series Hot D, that's House of the Dragon. I call it Hot D. It might be the best show on television right now. Period. Like ever. Like that show, I don't know who they got to write that show. They're basing it off of one book, but it's like they're making all the dialogue, they're creating all the story. It might be the best show on television right now. If you do not have HBO, it's worth it just to watch that show. I haven't been captured by a TV show in a long time, and that show got me good. Like, I was excited for the next episode. I'm like, holy shit, what's happening? Viserys, everyone, it's politics, it's everything good about the first ones ramped to 1,000,000. Like there's like 20 dragons. Everyone has a fucking dragon. There's sex, dude. It's like there's people being blown up. It's fun. It's fun for the whole family. It's fun. Get the whole family in there. Sit down, get out your Mike and Ikes and watch a couple episodes of Hot D. Because that show is killing it right now. Oh yeah, I was talking about the Ukraine. So Ukraine, yeah, it's like a bad episode. It's like a bad TV show that is like. It's like I'll hop in when it gets interesting. Like, let me know. Like, I'll listen. I listen for it. I have my ears out. I'm waiting for someone to say, "Hey, did you hear what happened?" And then I'll look into it. But I'm not following the TV show, if that makes sense. It's just a lot to keep track of. There's too many characters. You have you have Putin, and he's like the main villain, and then you've got like a comedian turned politician who found himself. It's just a long storyline. I don't really care to even get into it. Ukraine, I know that they're being bombed up pretty good right now though, so it's not looking good. But I feel like that's our weekly Ukraine checkup. They're being bombed pretty good right now. Ukraine, I know Russia took part of the country, just like invaded it and took it, and they held like a mock election, and so they asked the civilians of the Ukraine that they just like took over, and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna have an election. How many of you people want to become part of Russia?" And like 99.8% of people voted yes. So yeah, I mean the election, that's how dictators work. But yeah, we should count the vote. We should start counting the vote. Get a couple of the boys over there and start screaming, "Count the vote" out there. Gonna get rounded up. Let's see. Let's start the news segment. Now, I usually call this Jew news, but that I don't think that is appropriate now with the mass amount of anti-Semitism that is spreading like wildfire throughout the internet world. So here we go. Let's do this. Nope. This is good. We're getting into the news. The news. Wow. All right. This time on Channel 5 News, we've got Kanye West. Okay, I've talked about Kanye West literally almost this whole month, like 4 weeks straight. I think this might be the finale. It's not much on him. He's kind of gone berserk. He's gone kind of rogue. He's he's um I mean, it's getting hard to defend Kanye West, but I mean, I still listen to his music. I posted on I don't know if it was Instagram or something, but I said Kanye's still the GOAT because I was listening to Graduation, and that, I mean, that might be the best album ever, just ever created ever. My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I mean, the dude's an artist, and that's a given, and he's like a talented genius at his craft, right? Now, he might have a few choice words for Jewish people. Okay. Um, but that doesn't make his music any worse, right? It doesn't make his music any worse. And I'm here for it. I'm excited for Kanye's album after all this blows over. We're going to get a couple bars. Yes, we'll get a couple bars where he sneaks in some statistics about the percentage of you know, Jewish people in media, and that's his prerogative, right? But it's the music that counts, right? I don't even really care about the words. It's the feeling that he brings to every song, and I'm excited for it. Hopefully, he's cooking up a spicy album. Anytime he blows up like this is his biggest blow up. After every blow up, he has a huge song that just boom blows up, and it's like super sick. So, I'm excited for it. He's been going through hard times. I mean, this might be a mental break. I don't know. Like Kanye West and Kim Kardashian broke up, and then Pete Davidson's huge hog like was banging his wife, which is hard for anyone to deal with. Pete Davidson, that dude's like that's the last person you want with your girl, I think, is Pete Davidson. And that's a compliment to Pete Davidson. I'm not dissing him. I just don't like the dude. Well, that's a diss. But yeah. So he's had a tough couple months, but I mean, that's life. So so recently, here we go. We have Adidas ends Ye deal over hate speech, costing rapper his billionaire status. So Adidas dropping probably their most famous pair of shoes ever. The Yeezy line of shoes is like, you know, you hear hype beasts, Gap, Balenciaga, and Adidas all cut ties with Ye, which I mean is unfortunate. Also, Kanye West legally changed his name to Ye, which is strange because he changed his name. He changed his name from an already fake name, from Kanye to Ye. Why? Like why? The name already doesn't exist. I don't get it. But Adidas does not tolerate anti-Semitism and any other sort of hate speech, the German company said on Tuesday. Well, okay. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure a couple of those German people definitely have some suspicious views. Um, yeah. I'm actually kind of interested. Look, I have no prerogative that even remotely aligns with Ye, but I am going to, for research purposes, I'm going to research the name of the CEO of Adidas. Okay. Owner of Adidas company. Who is the owner of Adidas company? Who are the owners? Okay, here we go. Dude, I want a name. I just want someone's name. Why is it so hard? Who is the owner of Adidas? Okay, so this guy named Casper Roysted, a German dude. It's the Adidas CEO. Interesting. All right. A German dude. Well, um, this is concerning. Okay, wait. Okay, hold up. Wait, hold up. Okay, so this website, I don't know if it's trustable. It's called BlissTool.com. Who's the owner of Adidas in 2021? Posted October 2020 or August 2022. Right here we go. That this is Casper Royshed.
21 as a single year from with mid to high teens, and that will really be, I would say, the transition year. We think that the overall sporting goods industry will.
Yeah, so he's talking about Adidas. So here's some information. Who's the current Adidas owner? Is the Adidas Group? Blah 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 blah. How much did it make last year? It made $25 billion. Whatever. Now, who owns Adidas and Puma? And that is Rudolf Dassler. Occupation, founder of Puma. Political party, Nazi Party. Former member. Guys, his name is. I'm truly concerned about this. Why did Adidas change their name? Rudolf started Ruda, later named Puma, and Adolf. Okay, the guy's name is Adolf. Registered Adidas. Both offshoots were named by acronyms of counting letters of their first and last names. Well, so Adolf Dassler was the creator of Adidas, and his son, Rudolf Dassler, was a former member of the Nazi Party. Dude, do they seriously say they? I'm like, this might be the biggest breakthrough in like all of history live on this podcast. Okay, paste. Rudolf Dassler, Nazi Party. Let's just read a little bit. I had no plans of going into this. I thought he was just going to be a cool dude, but this is like turning into like not cool. Okay. Rudolf, or Rudi Dassler, was a German cobbler. Okay, he's a shoemaker and a businessman who is the founder of the sporting company Puma. He is the older brother of Adidas founder Adolf Dassler. The brothers were partners in the shoe company Adolf started. The Dassler Brothers Shoe Factory. Rudolf joined in 1924. However, after a feud developed between them following World War II, the brothers were separated. Went their separate ways. Initially calling the new company Ruda, short for Rudolf Dassler, it was changed to Puma. Puma was native Czech word for cougar. From there, it went into German as well as other language. Life, death. There's not much on this guy. With the rise of Adolf Hitler in the 1930s, both Dassler brothers joined the Nazi Party, with Rudolf reputed as being more adherent to Nazi. These guys are actually both creators of the Adidas Party. They should be on board with anything Kanye says. This is crazy. Okay, now back to the article. Adidas does not tolerate anti-Semitism or any other form of hate speech. Well, I'm surprised no one else has talked about it. Am I the first person to find this out? I might be the first person to find this out, that Adidas and Puma were started by two Nazis. I mean, hello? What's happening here? Okay, whatever. Well, let's continue. They don't really, chill, Adidas, okay? Chill. You shouldn't even be coming close to anti-Semitism. Maybe that's why they're dropping Kanye so hard. But yeah, no, that's wild. That is wild. I didn't know I was going to find out that that was a little bit of digging, but confirmed my suspicions of, they're Nazis. They're Nazis 100%. Oh, wow. All right, let's just move on. That's wild. Adidas literally stands for Adolf Dassler. Adidas. Okay. Dude, I need a second to breathe after that. That's crazy. What is going on? Puma and Adidas were both founded by Nazis. Let that soak in. Okay. All right, on with the news. The news must go on. I'm just surprised I didn't see a tweet about that. No one's even brought that up. I don't even know if it's relevant. Who really cares? I don't know. It's just crazy. Okay, let's continue with the news. French company fined 777 million and pleads guilty for paying ISIS as terror group killed Westerners. So this is awesome. So a French company, Lafargue, is pleading guilty and has agreed to pay a fine of 777 million to resolve a criminal charge related to the French company's payment to the terror organization ISIS to keep a plant operating in Syria. So this is the type of business we're running here. Not here, because this is a French company, but it is running here. Look, they might be the only ones who got caught, but it's happening. I guarantee you it's happening. So more than $10 million in payments were sent to ISIS. They were made through 2012 and 2014 and occurred even as the terror group was kidnapping and killing Westerners. That's awesome. Way to go. The investigation that led to Lafargue being indicted by the U.S. District Court in Brooklyn, New York, is ongoing. No individuals have been charged. Well, interesting. Yeah, I mean, there's money to be made, definitely, from terrorism. So, like, and if you think that they're the only company, they're not, because the U.S. makes several million dollars, millions and millions of dollars from terrorism, supporting terrorists, creating terrorists. I mean, sending our troops over there to train terrorists, rigging elections, supplanting leaders and inserting our own, and artificially creating terrorist groups. So, I mean, there's money to be made. There's guns to be sold. I mean, if you think that the U.S. military were not being shot at with guns that were also from the United States, you got another thing coming, because that's like just true. I actually found out one of my friends is making missiles for the U.S. government, which is a fun job. I mean, you check your morals at the door, I guess is what the saying would be. Check your morals at the door, because we're here to make money, and we're not here to make friends. We're here to make money. So they're just making missiles to just you got to have like an infinite supply of missiles to like infinitely carpet bomb countries to keep them in a constant state of like third world situation, so they like never get a chance to, I guess, get past like stick homes and like rubble. You just got to make sure that their country just stays rubble, because the second if we lay off the gas on Afghanistan or something for a second, then like they build back better. That's, I'm taking that from Joey B right there, but they build back better, and one of these days, say 100 years down the line, Afghanistan becomes, I mean, Dubai was able to do it in like 10 years. They became like one of the richest countries in the world. Like, Afghanistan, say it becomes one of the richest countries. I'm sure they have oil. I mean, why else were we there? But so I mean, I assume that they would be able to become wealthy at some point. I mean, how many Syrian princes are there? I mean, just that alone. I mean, it's like Prince Ali, Aliyahi, Aliyababa. It's like a parade. I feel like it's a parade anytime one of those people even move. But what was I even saying? I was making a point. I was building to a point. Let's see. Rich people, money, missiles. Oh, yeah. So we've got to like constantly be I guess bombarding them, or like supplanting our own, like maybe the CIA's over there like supplanting in leaders and whatnot. But the second we do that, I mean, they're going to be out for revenge. They definitely have a grudge against the United States. So I mean, you got to keep them in check. That was the point that I was trying to make, is you got to keep them in check. I mean, I don't support it, but it's what they got to do. All right, let's move on to the next article. That is let's see. Alex Jones popping his little head out. Alex Jones says Sandy Hook. Okay, this is actually crazy, dude. $965 million verdict was punishment enough. Argues against additional damages. I mean, almost $1 billion. They're suing him for $1 billion. I mean, wait, did I talk about this on the last episode? Were they suing him for trillions? I feel like they were suing him for trillions. I don't know. Maybe I talked about this on the last episode. I see so much news. I actually do think I talked about this on the last episode. That might be my bad. Did I? Let me make sure. I don't think I did. I don't think I did. I talked about BTS getting drafted, American Airlines, Kevin Spacey, Kanye West, of course. Yeah. I don't think I talked about Alex Jones, but Alex Jones, I mean, he's being sued for like $965 million, pretty much $1 billion, right? Obviously he can't pay that. I feel like the Sandy Hook people know that. And so I don't know what's going to happen. He's going to obviously have to file for bankruptcy. And then what does he do? Just like flee the country? Go and do his show in wherever Andrew Tate is? He's going to go do his show from wherever Andrew Tate is. Going to ride around in a blue Bugatti. I mean, I feel bad for the dude. I mean, you say one group of people are crisis actors, and now all of a sudden you have to pay $965 million. I mean, the dude can't catch a break. Let my man off the hook. The Sandy Hook. Okay, no, okay. I know. I think we got to move on this one. His attorney said few defendants alive could pay damages of this sum. I mean, true. I mean, like, I don't even think you could sue Elon Musk for this much. $965 million is like a stupid amount of money. You should be illegal to sue someone for that much. You should be able to sue them for suing for that much. Like, that is a retarded amount of money. $1 billion. Imagine suing someone for $1 billion. Okay, that makes me think, what punishment, like what crime would be so awful that you would sue someone for $1 billion? Like, is there something that's, and you know, as I'm talking about this, you can obviously tell that I do not support this verdict. $1 billion is retarded. You know, maybe toss the family each like maybe $500,000. That should keep them happy and satiated, and you know, hopefully they can buy a security system on their home so they stop getting so scared. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with these people. I don't know what's wrong with Alex Jones for saying some crazy shit. And I don't know what's wrong with the Sandy Hook parents, because they need to just get over it, to be honest. I'm kind of tired of it. And let Alex Jones just breathe. Let him, he's almost dead. Like, the dude's almost dead. He drinks like an insane amount of alcohol, like every day. The dude doesn't have long to live. The dude's on borrowed time. You're suing him for $965 million. I mean, that's crazy. Look, I don't think anyone's kids are worth that much. Okay, no, we gotta. Okay, we can't. I can't keep on doing this. I can't try to make this fun or funny. It's fucked up, but um, it's fucked up that they're making him pay $1 billion. I mean, what? It's crazy. I don't even think, like, if you get ran over by a Walmart car, they don't even pay you $1 million or $1 billion. Yeah, I mean, it's stupid. The whole thing is just dumb. Pattis is referring to the culmination of an emotional and occasionally explosive 4-week jury trial in Waterbury that ended with 6 jurors awarding 14 family members who lost loved ones in the Sandy Hook massacre and an FBI agent who responded to the school shooting damages ranging from $36 million to $120 million. I mean, you can award people. It's so fake. You can award them any money, but they're not going to get it. You can't, like, yeah. The jury found him guilty, and they said, yeah, the families get $36 million at the least. I mean, what is going on? Who was in this jury? If I feel like if I was in this jury, I'm like, hey, so what happened, and why are they asking for $36 million? If this happened to me, would I be happy with $1 million? I would probably be happy with $1 million. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, it's just greed, I think. Like, are they really that upset? And if they were that upset, how upset are you that to make you not upset, it's cost $36 million? Like, no amount of grief is probably worth that amount of money, right? You're either in grief. Look, your kid is still, I'm sorry, your kid is, that's not, $36 million is not going to fix any of that, right? Now, $36 million, I mean, yeah, it can buy you a nice house, but look, you'll still go to sleep at night, and you'll when Alex Jones is long and dead and gone, and I know Alex Jones is he called for people to, like, hey, call this, here's their house, right? Which is fucked up to dox someone. Doxing anyone's fucked up. It's insanely fucked up. But like would you get joy if you walked by a homeless person, he looked up and it's Alex Jones, and you're like, I did that? Would you actually be happy? Or would you be like, I kind of feel bad. I stole every penny that this man has. I mean, there's no way this guy's paying it. There's no way Alex Jones is paying any of this money. But, I mean, you should probably just fly to a different country and do his show from a bunker. Wherever Andrew Tate is, he should go. Let's continue. The metaverse. Oh, we do love some of the metaverse. $1.2 billion metaverse horrified by report it only had 30 active viewers or users. That's pretty good. Metaverse, as you know, is the company created by Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook, formerly known as the artist formerly known as Facebook, transformed into Meta. Meta being like this metaverse where you put on VR goggles and whatever, and you go into this place is called Decentraland, a sandbox environment that allows users to buy and sell virtual real estate that isn't exactly teeming with people. Despite billions of dollars in valuations, companies betting on metaverse future simply haven't made much headway. In fact, according to data aggregated by DappRadar, the Ethereum-based world Decentraland only had 38 active viewers over a period of 24 hours. A confoundingly low number, especially considering the company has a market cap of a whopping $1.2 billion. So, think about that for a second. I'm going to bring this back to Alex Jones. The market cap of all of Facebook is $1 billion. And they're asking for that much money from just a dude. He's literally just a dude who screams into a mic. He's like barely better than me. I mean, he has better equipment, he has more listeners, but he does what I do, right? I mean, he's kind of a little crazier, but that's just like asking a dude for $1 billion. That's like crazy. Yeah. It's crazy. It's a cash grab. It's a cash grab from the families. I'm not afraid to say it. The thing is, I would ask for the money too, right? Maybe not 36 million, but if they said, hey, because the lawyers are saying, well, you could get $36 million if we do this and this and this. And you're like, well, 36 million is better than 1 million, so I'll do that. Anyways, Decentraland pushed back, though, saying that active users are defined as unique blockchain wallet addresses and that interact with its system. As CoinDesk explains, this means that users who simply log into chat to interact with others aren't being counted. I mean, I don't think that's going to make up that much, man. 38 players, that's less than like literally probably every video game. Just like I'm pretty sure Shower with Your Dad Simulator has more active users than that. I could open Metaverse right now, hop in, and I would make up, what is that, 1/30th? That's like 3% of the entire population. That is sad. That is deeply sad for Facebook. It's not going well. And I mean, we called it. We actually did the first podcast from the Metaverse. I mean, we weren't in the Metaverse, but it was a joke. We weren't in the Metaverse, but we were in the Metaverse. But I think it's somewhere on the data logs. Check the logs. Moving along. The U.S. Army is reinventing basic training to appeal to Gen Z. This one's interesting because I always knew that. Actually, when I was working as a cashier at Home Depot, I checked out this guy and he was buying like some mulch or something, and he's like, I guess he sized me up and he's like, you're a well. Like, I guess he sized me up and he asked me, he's like, hey, what do you want to do in the future? I'm like, I just live it day by day, my man. Right? And he's like, have you ever thought about joining the Army? And I'm like, no. He's like, well, I'm a recruiter. And he like pulls out a card or something. He gives it to me. He's like, I'd love to talk with you sometimes about the benefits of joining the Army. I'm like, I don't. I give him the card back. I'm like, I don't think there's anything you could say to make me want to join. And I'm not trying to be a dick. There is literally, I would jump off a building to break both my legs before I fight. Look, I'll fight in this country. I'll fight in some army, on the soil, America. I believe in the American. Whatever that means. I believe in America, whatever that means, right? But you're not gonna fly me over to Ukraine and drop me on some foreign soil. God, I cannot speak. Foreign soil to like fight in some random proxy war. No, look, I'm too smart for that, right? You might be able to get. This is how dumb people that join the Army are. They come to your schools and they set up a pull-up bar, and then you do 20, and they're like, dude, that's sick. That's some sick ass shit, bro. You want to join the Army? You just did 20 pull-ups, man. I think you got what it takes. Having what it takes to join the Army is doing 20 pull-ups. Everyone knows this. You've seen the Army recruitment stands at like carnivals, and they come to high schools because they're vulnerable. And they set up like just a single pull-up bar, and there's like 2 dudes there that are just happy to get a day off from, Army drills, being yelled at by an old person who hates his life and literally has no other choice in life, no trajectory, but yelling at young kids to get in line. And that's also something I struggle majorly with, like authority, because I hate people telling me what to do. And honestly, I'd rather you just not, and I'm just not gonna do it, right? But I got in trouble a lot as a kid because of my authority issues. I just don't like people telling me what to do. I would be horrible in the Army. I would be absolutely horrible. Like, I know that, like, they always try to single out someone who has authority issues and then make them the bad guy. And everyone would hate me so much because they're like, wow, Matt, you're making us all do push-ups. Wow, Matt, you're making everyone do laps or whatever. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm just here for whatever college. I'm not going to do these push-ups. And then they yell at you and they spit on you and they kick you. The Army sucks. I have a friend that's in the Army right now, and respect to him, he's awesome. He's actually I consider him a really good friend. I've known him forever. But I personally could never join the Army. I mean, Jesus Christ. I would go full on Full Metal Jacket and just blow my brains out. Yeah. I mean, Army's so stupid. It's just so dumb. It's like, and the reason they're having trouble now with recruiting people into the Army is because we've been fighting a fake war for 20 plus years. Whatever. Let's read it's literally a fake war. Like no, you could ask 20 people and get 20 different answers for why we were there. That shouldn't happen when you're at war. People are dying. You shouldn't have any questions to why someone's dying. Like if your dad died and you're like, why was he over there? And you can't answer it, that's a problem. That's a major problem. Not only with like, you know, our whole system, but like you ask that to anyone, not even just like people that were in it. Don't even know. Anyways, Army drill sergeants who model themselves on R. Lee Arney's ruthless Marine Corps drill instructor and Full Metal Jacket, I was just saying that, are on their way out of the door. Those non-commissioned officers have for generations been a new recruit's first real introduction to the Army, and they have famously been known to scream, curse, and physically punish trainees. But Army planners are hoping that instead of stereotypical screaming drill sergeants in round brown hats, the new crop of NCOs will act more like strict football coaches. They slap you on the ass. Good job, boy. Keep on running. That's a good time. You got a good time on that mile, boy. Boy, how do you want to play center back for me? They pull you to the side. Man, you ever think about making it to the big leagues? I think you got what it takes to go to the front lines of Ukraine. Will act more like strict football coaches. I mean, that's kind of like that comparison. I feel like I've seen football coaches that I would describe as a strict Army drill sergeant. It's like almost the same thing. They're not trying to make the walls sweat. They're not throwing trash cans. Command Sergeant Maj Scott Beeson, the top enlisted leader at the Army's Center for Initial Military Training, or KIMPT, told military.com in an interview during an Army conference in Washington, D.C. All that stuff is slowly going away. The shift follows substantial changes to Army's physical training. While recruits may have, it's going to just be e-boys, just like little boys with like that look like me, just like scrawny little guys in the Army, just like not being yelled at, just like moseying about. The guys will be scared to say anything because they'll be scared of being sued. It's just like a bunch of, so at the end everyone's like, they'll just have to slowly fill everyone's food with more and more protein, just hoping that they get stronger. It's kind of funny that, like, I think that this needs to, like, the Army needs to be, like, there needs to be that person who just screams at people. I feel like that's a necessary part of the Army, right? Because I want the people in the Army to be, better than me, right? And, if what I'm getting from this article is not even they can handle the screaming and the yelling and the kicking and the trash cans and the "What'd you say, you little?" You know, they're like screaming. They're like, "What's my name? Say yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Who's a little gay boy? Who's a little gay boy? Sir, I am." They literally do that. They like make you insult yourself. I am basing most of my reference off of Full Metal Jacket, but that's based off of the real world mostly. But I mean, they even said that. They said this in the article that that drill sergeants are like the ones in the movie, and those are going out. But someone's gonna clip me saying I'm a little gay boy. But so let's see. So the loud and brutal drill sergeant was seen as a way to toughen up fresh recruits and prepare them for the harsh realities of war, from the jungles of Vietnam to post 9/11 backfields of Afghanistan and Iraq. But that thinking is changing, and many of the service believe in less harsh approach may actually be more effective with recruits. The naysayers were initially fighting against didn't believe this new way of doing things. Gentler isn't the right way to say it. It's just dignity and respect. People desire structure, and they're trying to give it to them. I don't desire any structure. We're just not being assholes when we're doing it. Well, that's good. Good for you guys. Still, I would never join the army. You could all dress as you could only hire the hottest women to be drill sergeants, and I still don't think I would do it. Do you get in trouble if you punch a drill sergeant or spit on a drill sergeant? I feel like I would. Like, they all have the most punchable faces when they're screaming. Their veins are popping out of all their necks. All their necks. Their necks are just like, their faces are beet red, and they got the hat so low over their eyes. It's just like, dude, I want to punch your face. I want to either spit in one of your eyes or in your open mouth while you're screaming at me. Sir, yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. While their mouth is open, you just... And then they're like... So... They would definitely be shocked. So they would be taken back. They were like... Did you little shit, did you just spit in my mouth, boy? Did you just spit in my mouth? And you're like, sir, yes, sir. I don't even know what they would do. They would probably physically beat you. They would have all the other recruits physically beat you in a giant gang, like the knockout game. Like, they just beat you to a pulp. I kind of want to call Danny. That's my friend who's in the army, and say, what would happen if you spit in the open mouth of a drill sergeant? Dang, I wonder if he's on base right now. Nah, it's probably way too late. I know he's East Coast. Yeah, that's funny. That would be so funny, though. Just like, dude, you are being the biggest asshole. Get out of my face. I'm going to spit in your mouth in about 3 seconds. Because that's what you do. Like, I mean, you wouldn't spit in someone's mouth in the real world, but, like, you don't, you, like, lose all individuality in the army. You lose, like, you're not allowed to have, like, express opinions. You're not allowed to even express emotion on your face when they're yelling at you. You're just supposed to say, yeah, yes, sir. A drill sergeant's job is to wipe you clean and then build you back up. So they destroy you, and then they build you how they want to. They build you as a good soldier, a follower that follows orders, stuff like that. So they destroy you morally or mentally, physically. They push you to your limits, all that. It's all great, right? That's what I want to happen to people in the army. That's not for me, right? I've built myself up, right? And I don't want that's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to build yourself up, and I don't want someone coming down, screaming in my face, spitting in my face, kicking me, making me run lots and lots of miles, right? I'm a little weak baby boy, right? I don't want to do that, right? I want the comfort of my home. I'd rather have someone else who's okay with doing that, right? and having people yell at them. And a lot of people they do it because they're poor, and that's sad because poor people fight rich people's war. And I know I am poor, and one of these days I will probably be in the army because mandatory. But I think I'm smart enough where I wouldn't be maybe on the front lines. They would probably find something like, I'm not going to say like code breaking, but I could probably learn Morse code pretty quick, and you could get me on that. Get me I'll try to do something. Maybe I can learn how to, wires, something. Give me something that's not a gun, And the people in the army now, like the people currently in their army, they were like, they're on the front. You drop them in the front lines of, Afghanistan. And they're like, yeah, this is better than what I was gonna do, which was I was gonna do this that I'm doing right now inside of a mall, right? Which I mean, that's better than the alternative. It's better than the alternative that they're killing, sometimes not even terrorists, like just they're shooting up actual schools in Afghanistan. I mean, is that better than here? I'm not entirely sure, but these are the same people. That these are like there's some people that you'll meet and they're like, why did you join the army? And deep down they know it's because they want to kill people or they want to shoot guns at people. They want that, and those people should join the army, right? That's where you should be. That's your life's calling. Ever since you were born, some of these people, I know some of these people. It's to join the army. They come to school in like middle school. And like full camo. The only thing they ask for Christmas is like camo suits, like fake gun blasters, and they're like army bred, right? They're just like it's in them to be. It's like, yeah, this is where you were meant to be. Like everything in your life was leading up to this exact moment when you have a gun and you're pointing it at 50 crouched civilians, and you're being told by your officer to eliminate all witnesses, and you follow orders. That's where your whole life has led up to. And some people, that I'm just saying that's not for me. That's all I'm saying. That was a long-winded way of saying I don't want that. Let's continue. Got like I think we can probably just hop into. We've got a couple more articles here. Elon Musk taking over Twitter. He's starting to fire a lot of executives. I don't really care about that. Who cares? This is pretty fun. This is actually a pretty cool article. Homeless man builds mini house on Hollywood Boulevard.
It's a solid, well-built wooden structure, propped up by metal carts and car batteries. A power cord unplugged trails down the sidewalk, which is piled high with assorted power tools and electronics. Reaction? Mixed. What do you think of that?
I don't like it. It's not good. It's bad.
It is a little out there, but he is safe and he doesn't have to worry about someone burning his tent down.
I don't even know why or how it's crazy. It's crazy to say the least.
Is this okay?
It's not okay that it's gotten to this point. The fact that he's here, I don't see an issue with it.
Anybody home? I called the city and the LAPD to see what, if anything, is being done to help or clean up.
Oh,
Police
my
did come
God.
and talk to the man. They've been here before. They described him as young, healthy.
Get this man a job building homes. Have him frame homes. Literally, this man he could probably frame a house. This guy has power tools and he has a ton of like cedar planks and stuff. This is the state of California, by the way. This is just like the places are. Anytime I see homeless people, the tents are getting bigger and bigger and more elaborate. I mean, they're getting fancy. And this is obviously the next step of homelessness is just homes. The next step of homelessness is just homes. Oh, that is such a stupid statement, but it's true. I mean, it's true. The tents are becoming so big, so elaborate, and these people are getting so, they're having barbecues, like they're having parties, they're having block parties of tents, right? The tents are becoming like, they're going from like small tents to now, and this is just the natural progression. As you find someone who has something better, you're like, hey man, where'd you find that tent? And they're like, yo man, I built it. Here's what you need. You need 2 2x4s. Get a tarp from save up $20, buy 2 2x4s and a tarp from Home Depot. I'll show you how to make this. And then all of a sudden you've got a bigger tent. You go from your regular tent, your small shitty tent. Now you got yourself a cool tarp tent, right? Now, 2 months go by, someone comes down the road and he innovates, finds a new way to build a bigger tent, better tent, right? Now his tent has 2 floors, right? You can go upstairs. It's not really stairs, it's a little ladder, and he has a little bunk up there, but now he's got a loft. And now he has business space on the bottom. He's got business on the bottom, sleeping up top. He's streamlined his space, right? Now, as things progress, eventually you get to now. This is where we're at, where this guy has built himself an actual house while being homeless. This is they're just buying. They don't even have to buy real estate. They've really just gamed California. California is at a loss for what to do because they're so liberal. They don't want to throw these people, out, right? Like, what do you do with homeless people? Like, they can't deal with them in California. I know in China they kill them or something. I don't know what they do, but there's like no homeless people there. But I mean, I like that. I'm completely for building actual houses. Like, homeless people, if you can build your own house, you can live in it. Just give them like this guy built it literally on like 3 pallets from Home Depot. If you can build your own house, I mean, go for it. That's a skill. That's a complete skill that you deserve to own a house. I couldn't build my own house.
They offered to connect him with services. He declined. They left. Summing up the municipal code, the only enforcement is if a person is blocking the sidewalk on an active driveway or business. City Councilman Mitch O'Farrell says he hopes this can be resolved with what are called Care Plus teams, which pair comprehensive outreach with sanitation and cleaning services needed to make the public right-of-way safe and accessible. Meantime, across the street, where Jamila Ali and Rance Shaw run City Vibes Coffee, compassion is still on the menu.
He hasn't bothered anyone, and honestly, I'm glad that it's right there because I honestly feel safer with him there. Oh. For some reason, I don't know why. It's just he feels like he knows what he's doing, and he's not here to hurt anyone.
Unfortunately, they have to make us a little bit uncomfortable for them to be comfortable, and I think that's just the problem in LA. No one realizes how
LA
much
is so crazy.
To, our
dude, these people are happy about homeless people.
The way we carry ourselves.
They make themselves uncomfortable so that we can feel comfortable. Dude, what? Well, that is what it is, but it is what it is. We'll end here with a couple TikToks. We always end on a couple videos stored up from the week. Let's see what we got today.
At a gas station the other day, I noticed a person experiencing homelessness buying a lottery ticket.
Oh, this is I believe this is satire. But it's funny. He's like a Gary Vee type satirist. He's satirizing Gary Vee's.
I was furious. Instinctually, I snatched it out of his hand and said, "Let
me restart it."
At a gas station the other day, I noticed a person experiencing homelessness buying a lottery
ticket. Homelessness.
I was furious. Instinctually, I snatched it out of his hand and said, "Until you change your mindset, money can't help you." A day later, I played that ticket and won the Powerball. I don't need that kind of money, so I took out the lump sum, dumped it in a garbage can, and lit it on fire. That same man approached and warmed his hands over the fire. He said, "This is the warmest I've been in months." I said, "I hope so. Because it cost you $75 million.
I love that story. It's a heartwarming story about the grind that it takes to be successful in this world. I hope that does. Cost you $75 million. Here's another video. Can these people stop? This painting. I know what this painting is. And they always find the most popular painting that everyone knows. This is Girl with Pearl Earring. Everyone knows it. I believe it's of Rembrandt. This man has glued his bald forehead to Rembrandt's classic painting of Girl with Pearl Earring, a priceless artifact from the mysterious Rembrandt. Vermeer. Vermeer's Girl with Pearl Earring. He has super glued his bald head. And if you may remember last week, 2 females splashed soup on a Van Gogh painting of flowers, which is sad. I believe that painting has been cleaned for the most part. But I'm almost at the point where I want these people to start being tased, tackled, and tarred and feathered. Just we need to stop this, right? This has to stop, right? At some point, we have to draw a line somewhere, and I think gluing your forehead to a Vermeer painting is maybe the line. And he takes off his shirt, and of course he's wearing the same shirt as the other girls, the Just Stop Oil, which isn't even an option. At this point, it's not an option. We can't stop oil. You can't just stop oil. If you just stop oil, the world grinds to a halt. Quite literally, the gears of the world are being fully lubricated and powered by oil. Just stop oil might be the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Now, if your shirt said, "Let's go nuclear," I might be on your side, right? Because nuclear is a better form of energy than crude oil. I agree with you there, right? That's a good point. I did a whole presentation on it in middle school or in high school. I am pro-nuclear energy, right? Not my problem that it has long-lasting issues that we have to bury in the ground and kind of forget about until later generations when an earthquake happens and radiation starts leaking. Not my issue. Not my issue, right? Energy now, problems later. That's my philosophy. And that's the philosophy of energy. Nuclear energy. But let's watch this guy's message. So this guy's gluing, he's applying super glue to the painting and his forehead. His friend is pouring tomato soup down his back. Everyone's groaning because they're like, ah, shit, we got another one of these whack jobs here. Taking off his shirt says, "Just Stop Oil." The guy's trying to pull his head off of it, but...
How do you feel?
You stupid.
How do you feel when you see something beautiful and priceless being apparently destroyed before your eyes? Do you feel outraged? Good.
That guy who stepped in, that guy's the closest to a hero I've seen in any of these videos. There was one guy in the first video, the biggest amount of energy that he went, oh. That's it. That's all he did. He made a noise when they splashed soup on it. This guy came up and almost pulled this guy away from the wall, leaving. I would have left his skin applied to the wall. I'm done with these people. I'm done. Completely done.
Where is that feeling when you see the planet being destroyed before our very eyes?
Obscene. Shame on you. Everyone hates them. Dude, this is not how you get people to join literally everyone listening hates you right now. Literally maybe everyone. And it makes me want to burn oil. I might just take oil and just start burning it. Like anything I can do to fight you is like fight you by proxy I'm 100% for. Shut up.
Take away from them. Vulnerable people in the global south, they are not protected. The future of our children is not protected.
Someone go and punch him, please.
People in fuel poverty who need to choose between heating or eating are not protected.
People in poverty choosing between heating or eating. Yeah, okay, dude. We get it. There's poor people exist. Yeah, you don't have to glue your forehead to a freaking painting to tell us that. All right. I've gone on enough. I'm going to end this podcast with a different outro than I normally do. And that's because I've been listening to this song a little bit. And I think that this song rings true for us, the world, everyone right now. Here we go. A classic. Thanks for listening.
That's life. That's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But I know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life. That's life. And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on a dream. But I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around.